Hi, you guys. It's Yaz, and today I'm going to talk about the 10 weirdest behaviors of the narcissist, okay? You've got to understand when you deal with a narcissist, you can expect them to do these kind of things. So I'm going to go into the weird behaviors of the narcissist. Number one, they always got to blame you, okay? Narcissists never ever can take accountability and say that they're wrong. They're always right and you're always wrong. So understand this. One of the behaviors of a narcissist is to always blame shift and blame you. What's the second behavior of a narcissist? Well, they love to confuse you with gaslighting. Narcissists absolutely positively love gaslighting, and it's one of their biggest tools to confuse you. So one of the behaviors of the narcissist is to constantly never give you clarity, always leave you in a fog, and that's because of all the gaslighting. When they say things like, oh, I don't remember, or it didn't happen that way, or that's all in your head, or, you're crazy. So these are all gaslighting terms that narcissists love to use. And this is one of their behaviors, is to constantly gaslight you. What's another behavior of the narcissist that's really weird? They love to gang up on you and use other people against you, okay? Narcissists always find power in numbers. So they'll constantly get other people and manipulate other people to hate you. Because narcissists don't work alone. They always have to have somebody in their corner to back them up and validate them. That's why anytime you have a fight with a narcissist, the first thing they're going to do is call their flying monkeys and rip you to shreds and have them say, oh, wow, yeah, you're right. That person is wrong. So they love to gang up on you and have other people against you. They love to manipulate other people against you. That's another reason, too, why they're very nice to outsiders and cold to you. Well, they want these outsiders to think that they're the great person and you're the big bad wolf. You're the monster. You're the one with mental issues. The problem isn't them. The problem is you. So another weird behavior of the narcissist is to use others and to manipulate others against you and make them think that you are the problem. Now, classic weird behavior of the narcissist is to play the victim. Here's your covert narcissist. Poor me, okay? Always feeling like the world is against them. Life wasn't fair to them. So they always love to play the victim, even when they're the instigator, they're the troublemaker. But what they do is they twist it around and they play the victim. All right. Some of them will even start crying. Okay. When you start coming at them for accountability or something they did wrong, some covert narcissists will start crying, and they do that so that you back off because they're in a corner. All of a sudden they'll start to cry. But if you notice, it's not a sincere cry. A lot of times you don't see tears coming down those eyes, all right? And that's one of the clues that it's a fake cry. So another one of their weirdest behaviors is that they always have to play the victim, all right? And why do they always play the victim card, you guys? Because sometimes you get more bees with honey by being nice and they get more people with them when they play the victim because everybody feels sorry for them, all right? Another weird behavior of the narcissist, and I may go over 10 because, man, I could do a list of 100 here, okay? But I'm going to give you the most important behaviors. Another weird behavior is they always go silent when you tell them something they don't want to hear. Here we go again. You go, let's say you want to express yourself to the narcissist about something that you're upset about or something they did. And what's that narcissist, especially here again, the covert narcissist, they're going to stonewall you, walk out, and then they're going to go silent and give you a silent treatment. Now they're going to punish you for bringing anything up to them that they don't want to hear. And that's one way that the narcissist, the weird behavior is that they just run silent. Everything's silent. So you're not allowed to open your mouth. You're not allowed to express yourself, because then they're going to go into a silent treatment and shut you out. And it's a form of emotional abuse. Just so you know, when a narcissist goes silent, they're doing it to punish you. Okay? Most of the time, they're doing it to punish you. Or control you to never open your mouth and say anything that they don't like, okay? The other way they could go, though, not all narcissists will go silent. Some will start to rage and get into your face and start yelling and screaming and make you the problem. See, when you go to a narcissist, let's say they're an overt, malignant, grandiose type of narcissist, and you say something to them and they don't like what you have to say, they're really to blame, they will go yelling and screaming at you. And this actually happened to me when I was getting my car fixed, you guys, by the guy who ran the auto garage. You know, my car didn't have the engine light on when I brought it into him, and it needed a water pump at the time. I brought the car in, make a long story short, I got the car back, but the check engine light was on, and I knew there was a problem. So I went to the guy who was the owner of the garage, who happened to be a miserable narcissist, by the way, all right? He was never ever friendly, but I always thought he was an honest dude, that did the right thing. So when I brought up the fact that the check, when I got the car, the check engine light was on, what's the first thing that he started doing? He started yelling and screaming at me, okay? Now, the reason that, and I was taken back, like, what the hell, right? He started yelling and screaming that the engine light was not on when he got the car. I mean, that he was saying, rather, the engine light was on when he got the car. And I was telling him, no, the engine light was not on. And I knew for 100% that engine light was not on. But he was insistent that the light was on because he didn't want to, admit that he had done something wrong with the car. And what they did is, when they put the water pump into my car, the other mechanic who did it didn't know what he was doing. The wiring was off, and that's why the check engine light was on, because I had my car checked by another mechanic, right? But the point I'm trying to make in all of this is, he started yelling and screaming at me, and even to the point where he gave me the finger, okay? And I said to him, and I was not combative with him, all right, because I was trying to sit here and resolve the issue. I didn't, get nasty with him at all. And I was taken back because I said to myself, why is this man getting crazy? Why is it, he's sitting here giving me the finger and everything like that? You know why? Because he couldn't handle the fact that he was wrong, and he didn't want to admit that they had done something wrong. So he started yelling and screaming to try to scare me, intimidate me, get rid of me, because he knew that they had done something wrong, and he didn't want to fix it because it would probably cost him money or time. And instead, what he did is, because he's a narcissist, he started yelling and screaming and blaming me and saying, well, that's the way it was. When, for a fact, it wasn't the way it was. I had it checked by another mechanic who told me when they put the water pump in, they didn't do it right. The wiring was off, and that's why the check engine light was on, right? But the point in all of this is what a narcissist will do. Especially a malignant or overt narcissist, grandiose too, they'll start yelling and screaming to the point where they're going to make you think like, you're the problem. And then you start to second guess yourself, and you're like, did I leave? Was the engine light on? Was it me? Am I the problem? No, what you're dealing with is a narcissist who's trying to scare you to back off and, intimidate you and put fear into you because they don't want to take the accountability. All right. And that's exactly what happened to me when I had my car fixed this time. Right. So that is a weird behavior, all right? That's a weird behavior. And again, it's all ruled by the fact that they don't want to take accountability. They rather just yell and scream and blame you, all right? What's another weird behavior of the narcissist? They're always sneaking around, okay? The narcissists are the biggest sneaks going, all right? They're sneaking around, seeing other people. They're sneaking around, getting together with other people. They're sneaking around, always gossiping about you. Sneak, 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 sneak. Especially, this is your covert narcissist, the biggest sneak going, all right? See, the covert narcissist is always going to have secrets, or, they lie by omission, which means that they do things and they lie about it, and later on you may find out about it, and they'll say something like, well, I didn't think you cared, or, I didn't think you wanted to know that, or I didn't tell you because of the way you got. No, they're lying by omission. They know it's wrong, but they're lying by omission. So this, again, is another one of their weirdest behaviors. These people can't be normal, all right? They've got to sneak around. They've got to, do things behind your back. They smile to your face and stab you in the back. That's your covert narcissist, by the way. They love to smile. Oh, hi, how are you? At like family get-togethers, or when you get together with them. And then meanwhile, they're smearing you and ripping you up behind your back, all right? They're not real family. Next, moving along, all right, weird behaviors. Another weird behavior of the narcissist is they just love to call you the mental card, all right? Oh, you need to go talk to somebody. Oh, you have mental issues. Or they love to tell other people, I think there's something wrong with them. Or, oh, look how they get angry. Well, if you're getting angry, it's because that narcissist fucking did something to you to make you angry. Duh, okay? But see, narcissists only tell half a story to everybody else. They don't tell them the part where they lie to you, talked about you, isolated you, didn't include you. No, they don't tell anybody those things because they don't want anybody to know that they are really the catalyst to why you're angry. But one of their weird behaviors is to always have to use the mental card. Tell everybody you're bipolar, you have issues, or they love it. They love the mental card because what better way to discredit you or anything that comes out of your mouth? It's like an automatic character assassination when they use the mental card so that nobody will believe anything that comes out of your mouth because the covert narcissist has manipulated everybody else to think that you have a problem. And let me tell you something about that too. Once they plant that seed in other people's minds, thinking that you have some kind of mental issue, people will never ever look at you the same. It's very sad, but they will permanently damage what other people think of you. Even if you're getting along with them down the road, that will always stay in their minds, thinking that there's something wrong with you because that covert narcissist has said things to make them think that you have issues, all right? So it's a permanent damage that they do to you, and that's a weird behavior. And it's really, it's one of their biggest fighting tactics is to discredit your reputation. Next, moving along, all right? The other weird behavior of the narcissist is they're always hyper-focused on their image. Okay? Anytime they're going out, they got to spend hours getting ready in the front of the mirror for 2 hours. I had a narcissist one time. He was sitting in front of the mirror for 2 hours just to go to a playground, all right, with me and my kids. And it was ridiculous. Like, where are you going? Okay. Where you going? The Waldorf Astoria? Where are you going? But because he's narcissistic, he didn't know who he was going to run into. All right. He was sitting in front of the mirror for 2 hours and having everybody wait around for him. All right. So, they're hyper focused on their image. They're always worried about what other people think of them. Always worried about what other people think of them. That's why the first thing that they worry about when you break up with them is, Who did you go tell? Okay. And they'll even come back and tell you. They'll say, oh, I'm sure you went and badmouthed me to everybody. Instead of saying, I miss you, I care about you, I didn't want this to happen. No, what are they worried about? They're worried about what you told other people, however what other people are going to think about them. That's what they're worried about. That's one of their weird behaviors, that they're always worried what everybody thinks. That's why they can't have a piece of lint on their shirt, or they go ballistic, or they're always wiping down their baseball cap with the lint lifter because they're paranoid and worried that their hat may have too much lint on it and people will think, something negative about them. They just can't be themselves. They just can't, go with the flow. They're always worried what everybody's going to think. All right. That's a weird behavior of theirs. All right. And narcissists, one of the weird behaviors of a narcissist is they always think they're great people. They think that they're great. Oh my gosh, you guys. Narcissists never think that they're wrong or that, they're bad people. They think they're great people. They think that you're the one who's bad. See, this is the delusion, all right? They have to twist it. They have to think that you're the bad one and that they've been the great person, the great parent, the great husband or wife. They've been the great one, and you've been this awful, awful monster, okay? You're this monster that's not appreciative of them. This is how the narcissist thinks, because they don't see anything that they do. They don't see that they lie, cheat, don't take accountability, they gaslight, they confuse, they blame shift. No, they don't see any of that, all right? Instead, the only thing they see is that you're the bad guy, you're an angry person, you have mental issues, all these kind of things. That's what the narcissist sees, all right? So one of their, weird behaviors is that they don't see themselves for who they really are. They can't because they can't face that shame. So they only see themselves as these great person. And, they always have to look at you as, this terrible person. Next weird behavior is they always feel entitled. Me first, me first. You go to a restaurant, they want the, royal treatment. You have to wait online. They're the ones who are cutting the line or trying to beat out everybody else and feel entitled to beat out everybody else. They're the ones who are road raging and feel that they can, treat you any which way. They can cut you off on the ramp of the expressway. All right. They feel entitled to beat you out, So that's another weird behavior. Always feeling entitled, always feeling that they're better than everybody else. Now, I'm going to really get into the nitty gritty here. I have a few more of the weird behaviors of the narcissist. Another thing that they do, you guys, constant lying, perpetual liars. These people are perpetual liars. They'll lie about things they don't even have to lie about just because they're so used to lying, all right? They're so used to lying that they'll lie about anything, And you say to yourself, why do they even have to lie about, what they bought at the store or something? Because they're so used to lying, it's like second nature. So one of their weird behaviors is that when you're dealing with a narcissist, automatically narcissist equals liar, okay? So when you get information from somebody who's a narcissist who has no empathy, you have to understand that you're getting information from a liar, all right? So just FYI, narcissist equals liar. They love to lie. And half the time, you won't even know what's truth and what's not truth. Because what they do is they mix two truths with a lie to fool you, all right? They'll tell you two things that are true and throw a lie in there and you think, oh, they have to be telling me the truth. No, they're not. They threw the lie in there, but this is how they fool you, okay? Next weird behavior, I'm down to the end, you guys. They're a know-it-all, okay? When it comes to politics, nobody knows more than the narcissist. They're the ones that are going to be fighting at the family get-togethers about politics, all right? They're a know-it-all. They know more than you. They're going to tell you, and they absolutely love to talk about politics. Oh my God, is this so true? Because I'm thinking about 5 of them that I know right now, and they just love to argue about politics. Okay? Oh my gosh, this is so true. Love to argue about politics. All right? So, they're a know-it-all. They know better than you. Anytime something's done, they know better than you. When the dishwasher breaks, they know the right way to fix it, not the way you're doing it. When you wash dishes, they know the right way to wash the dishes. When it comes to cooking, they know the right way to cook. You don't know what you're doing in the kitchen, all right? When it comes to cleaning, they know the right way to clean. You don't know anything, okay? So they're a know-it-all, and they're constantly correcting you. That's a weird behavior of the narcissist. 3 more, you guys. I know I went over the 10, but, this information is important to help you, when you're dealing with narcissists. The next weird behavior is to dismiss you. Again, here's your covert narcissist. All right. They just love to ignore you, dismiss you, turn their back to you. All right. That's a weirdo behavior, and they're weirdos. Okay. But they'll call you weird. No, you're the weirdo, because you can't sit there and you can't have a conversation and have a normal conversation because you can't handle the fact that I'm too strong for you. That's what it is. And especially when you're too strong for that narcissist, they've got to shut you down and dismiss you and ignore you. All right. Because they can't take you on one-on-one because they know you're too strong for them and you're a threat. That's the truth of the matter. So what they do is they dismiss you to make you feel small, all right? Or they ignore you, or they do it to make themselves feel superior. So weird behavior, they dismiss you, they ignore you. And here's my last one, you guys. Another weird behavior of the narcissist is they run cold and unaffectionate in the bedroom, all right? In a normal relationship, people don't do this, all right? But a weirdo narcissist, especially a covert narcissist, loves to run cold on you and become unaffectionate. And this is a weird behavior, and it's a way to control you so that you're always begging and thirsty for them. So they'll say, nah, I don't want sex. Nah, I'm tired. I'm busy. I'm falling asleep on the couch because I saw 42 other supplies this week. Nah, that's okay. No, I don't want sex. Or sex isn't everything, okay? That's what they love to say. Sex isn't everything, all right? So, that's weird, okay? And that's a weird behavior for a normal person to not want to be intimate with their partner. So you got to question that and say, well, if they don't want to be intimate with me, number one, it's probably because they're intimate with somebody else or their interest is somewhere else. And number 2, they're with me for other things. They're probably with me for money. They're with me for something else that I offer them, maybe convenience, maybe, security, whatever it could be, right? But it's definitely not for intimacy or sex or something like that. So weird behavior is they're cold, they're unaffectionate, and they just freeze you out. They freeze you out. That's why you feel alone with a narcissist. You feel alone. These people are hard. That's why I'm telling you, you guys, stop sweating the narcissist because you had nothing with them anyway. What the fuck did they ever do for you? Think about it. What the fuck did that narcissist ever do for you that except, be really nice in the beginning? Big deal. A lot of people are nice in the beginning. What did that narcissist really do for you? I guarantee most of you will sit there and say, not much. Yeah, not much, not anything. All right. And what did you get out of it? Wasted time and a person who was a cold fish. Not today, Satan. No, thank you. All right. So you guys, let me wrap it up. Those are the 10. I went over 10 because I always go over because I like to give you guys as much information as I can to help you. I'm not just giving you the 10-minute required podcast on YouTube. I try to give you a podcast that, you could actually get a lot of information from. So I hope that helps you. If it does, hit the subscribe button, share the podcast, share the YouTube video. on all your social media. I'd really appreciate it. Spread the word, all right, with these narcissists. The more people that are aware, the more you kill the game, all right? So I would appreciate if you guys could share my YouTube videos on your social media. The other thing, too, if you're looking for confidential one-on-one phone coaching, check out the link in the bio at askyaz.wixsite.com/thegameexposed. I have limited time. Check it out, you guys. If you're confused about the narcissist and you need help, check it out. Link in the bio. YouTube, I gave you, is the Game Exposed podcast. TikTok is the Game Exposed. And Instagram is the Game EXP123. And have a great day, you guys.